Welcome everybody. Welcome to the Lion's Den. I am Damian Johnson here with a friend of the show, a young lady who I've been knowing since high school, Miss Rochelle Davis. How you doing, Rochelle?
Good, thank you.
Good. You're welcome. I know I said there are supposed to be two other individuals, my other co-hosts. They're handling some personal business right now. So hopefully when you come back to the show, they'll be here to meet you as well. But for now, it's just me and you.
That's fine.
You bless you.
No.
Anyway, so I wanted to bring you on the show to talk about a few things. You have your Facebook group. What is it? Broward County Black-owned businesses?
Correct.
Yes.
One of my Facebook groups.
One of.
Yes.
I don't know. So you holding out on me?
Yeah, it's quite a few. We spreading around, spreading the love.
Serious?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll come back to that because I only know about that one. But since there's more, let's dive into that one first. Talk to me about that one. How did that come about?
So when I attended college, University of Tampa, I used to be the NAACP president of my collegiate chapter. And so the local chapter did this tour where we rented two buses and we went around to all the different Black-owned businesses. And I always wondered if they had something like that in Broward County. And I wanted to do something like that in Broward County. So years later, when I moved back home, I was looking for a Black-owned restaurant to eat that night. And I didn't live close to Six Trunk, which is notoriously known for all the good soul food. So I made a post on Facebook and I'm like, where can I go for, soul food? Nobody responded. So the next day, everybody was like, where did you end up? And I'm like, I ended up at Wendy's because nobody had any suggestions outside of Six Trunk. So me and one of my childhood friends, Donovan Thomas, we were having a conversation about the bus tour again and bringing that to Broward County. And in the midst of the conversation, I started the Facebook group. I'm like, let me see if I can just get a list together. And the intent was to build like a directory of Black-owned businesses because I was like, I know, Fort Lauderdale has built up its Black businesses, since I left for college. And once I started the group, like it just flew off the handle with all of the friends chiming in, like my aunt owns this, or my doctor is Black, and this person, and it just spread like wildfire, people being interested in knowing where the Black businesses are, and for the purpose of us getting back to circulating our dollars in the community. So
how long has the group been around?
That was 2016, I believe, so 5 years now.
5 years. And when you first created it, did you see it going to where it is now?
No, like when I started it, at first I just wanted business owners. And then I was trying to make the group all cute and be like, okay, well, here's a chiropractor. This is the address. Here's some of the services. And I was trying to make like albums and make it neat. But because so much information was coming in, I was like, okay, wait. So then I shut it off to try to organize, and I couldn't do just business owners. And then I opened it up to like, hey, well, we need customers, like, because businesses was just like, dropping a business card and leaving. I'm like, even if you're a business owner, you're still a customer to somebody. So to make it make sense, I was like, we need to circulate this. So not only do the businesses need to be listed, but the consumers as well, so that they can, be able to communicate, be able to see what events are coming up, because everything from upcoming events, the businesses, the consumers, people who want to start and get into business, it's easier to reach out to a peer and us to be able to help each other even start a business. So it then became a Black-owned business community type of vibe.
Okay. So I have to be honest, I didn't know about the website. Excuse me. I didn't know about the website until I started my own clothing line business. And Halan actually told me about it. He said, hey, he me and him spoke about what I was doing, and he called me and he said, hey, you should look into joining this Facebook group that Rochelle started. And I'm like, what Facebook group? Because I'm not on Facebook as much anymore. I feel like it's a lot of people post a lot of unnecessary things on Facebook. So I try to stay off of social media as much as possible because I'm not trying to get caught up in that world, even though that's where the world is now. But when I went on there and I saw, what is it up to now? Like 45,000 or something like that?
48,000.
Oh, excuse me, 48,000. All right, I'm sorry. 48,000. I was just like, damn. Like I see Rochelle doing her thing. And
Yes.
like, so with it having that much followers, how does that make you feel?
It's proud. Now it's a lot more than I anticipated for. Once upon a time, I did have member approval, which means I needed to vet you and try to see if you were a real person because I didn't like, anybody just being able to join the group. So at first, the numbers were slower because I really was honed in on Broward County. Then some out-of-state people was like, well, can I join the group? Like, I want to visit Fort Lauderdale and I want to be able to see where these Black businesses are. So I'm like, well, I can't leave them out if they want to do business. And I've had people, a girl and her husband never had been to Florida, but she surprised them, had a whole birthday party, used event planner, cake person, venue place, all because of my group. And so that's like one of the proud moments. And then you have where some friends from Palm Beach County was like, oh, well, we don't really have anything like this. And I like the hub. And, they travel back and forth with Broward County. So they wanted to, post their business in the group. Like, hey, if you're ever in Palm Beach, to shop. And then, of course, online people. And then it's just after a while, word of mouth. It's not like I had any business cards. I didn't advertise anything. I didn't have, a specific website at the time. So literally word of mouth spread like wildfire. And sometimes I'll go out to an event. And when they was like, oh, that's Rochelle. And I was like, oh, okay, hi. And they're like, you're the girl who started the group. Like you're the girl who have the group. Like I have so much business from you. And I was like, oh, really? And they were like, I never, they post. And then a lot of their clientele said it was because of the group that they got the business or heard about them. So just over the years, over time, yes.
Okay. So what is your vision for it now? With it building the way it is, what's your vision now? Like, has Facebook reached out to you for a sponsorship and all that?
Actually, no, but they should have.
Facebook.
I had a couple words because now it's to the point where I can't control certain things in a group. So one of the cons that's going on right now is a lot of people having access to the group that shouldn't be there, whether it's spam profiles and these out of country accounts. And so I didn't realize it until I reached out to Facebook because they put these other little algorithms in place and everything else. And I'm like, hey, well, look, like, there's a lot of spam and different accounts that's unnecessary for my platform. What is this about? Like, can you give me my my privilege to accept or decline people from joining my group? And they said your platform has become so wide, like it's like take the handles off, pretty much. Like I can do other little tricks to block certain content, but I no longer have control over the group of who comes and who goes. All I can do is make a setting to say, oh, they'll let me know when they first post. And I'm like, it doesn't help.
Hold on. So let me make sure I understand clearly. So you're saying that because the group is so big now, that you can no longer dictate who joins the group.
Correct.
Well, damn.
That's what Facebook has.
But originally, when you started it, you can dictate. You had to, like you said, you had to vet. Okay, yes, no.
Correct. I've had 3 questions in place, so you understood the purpose of the group in layman terms, and the people had to be required to answer those questions, or like I said, I had the option to accept or decline when John Doe wants to be in the group. And so now that was taken away. And I thought for a while, I thought it was just, Facebook thing. But like I said, I'm in charge of other groups on Facebook and even other accounts on Facebook. When I went to look at theirs, I'm like, wait a minute, this option is still available for other people. And why not me? And so when I filed a complaint against or to Facebook, that was the reasoning that they came back with is your group is so large. Why, no more limitations. Like there's other things you can do.
Okay, so wow. Okay, so with that being said, do you reach out to them if they want to piggyback or partner with you, or like how does that work? Has they said anything to you about that?
They haven't. I did apply for something. They had something regarding groups and grants. And I applied for that. I haven't heard anything back from that, which I know I've seen a commercial of them wanting to partner with groups that geared towards Black-owned businesses. Of course, when the Black Lives Matter and all the George Floyd issues were happening, and it became a big thing of supporting Black-owned businesses. I've reached out, like,
Right.
I'm sure on one of the groups that stand out, especially when it's specified for my community of Black-owned businesses, but nothing.
Facebook,
yet.
stop playing, man. Stop playing and,
Yes.
and let's get some coins in Rochelle's pockets, because again, she has built a platform that is very large. Wait, hold on. Who accepted mine when I applied? Did you, or was it just went through?
Not that it probably did, depending on when you got in. Because like I said, I didn't realize what date that started occurring, but I probably did allow you to get past the fence. So it's good to know people.
This is true. I believe I applied last year sometime, but I mean, I probably don't even matter because, like you said, you don't remember when this whole thing went into effect.
Right.
So tell me about the other groups, that you got going on.
So, I did want to collaborate with some other people that kind of had like the same branding of name, like whatever their county was, and then Black-owned businesses. So I have a couple of other groups, such as Space Coast County Black-owned businesses, Volusia County Black-owned businesses. I think Palm Coast and Duval County Black-owned businesses. After a while, like I started it because I wanted to, branch around, like spread this opportunity but I wanted it to function like the group I have for Broward County, because there are a lot of Black-owned business groups in different cities and counties. But it's just like I said, it's just that business card drop off, and then that's all you're doing is just saying my business. But I'm like, the way I think my group has been successful, and so I've been told, is because we actually communicate. We make it a community to be able to be, asking each other questions, mentor each other, making that network relationship. So I wanted to create more groups and spaces like that. In those particular areas, I didn't see was represented, because I did try to, research first. And then because I didn't see them represented, I created it. So I reached out to a few people, because there's, somebody who lives in Jacksonville or whatever, other city, and be like, hey, when you find something, just let me know what the business is. And then if I get to that city and I can connect and, let's start this statewide. Another group I also managed and created was, and this kind of came out of, some Black-owned businesses are different. And so there's an adult content type of products that people sell.
I swear to you. I had no. Rochelle, when you started smirking just a while ago, I said she must be doing something naughty. I swear, I had no idea what it was about, but that smirk gave it away. I'm like, if I know Rochelle, she got something. Okay, go ahead, continue.
So this may be daytime radio, so I'm gonna try to, paint the picture for you. So
I got you.
Yeah. There's some businesses that sell products that are not kid friendly.
Mhm.
And so with the Broward County Black owned businesses, it's for everybody. So sometimes people are highlighting their children businesses, or some teens are even in the group. So when you had those type of businesses, just it's like, okay, here's a banker, here's a lawyer, here's a doctor, and then here's bedroom candy. So I was like, you know what, let's move this across the hall,
Right.
and where we can have those conversations. And so I created another group, which is called Love, Health, and Melanin. I think it's the name of the group, something along those lines. And so where those businesses can be able to post their products, people can be able to connect with those people directly, in a more adult platform, as well as a friend of mine, which is Dr. Katina. Every Wednesday, she talks about sex topics anyway through her medical week, but Wednesdays is usually geared towards sex and health topics. And so every Wednesday she'll post in the group relating to taking care of your body. So it's a hub of you're selling a particular product, and then it's like, oh, we didn't know about this, and then you can connect to those people. You can also learn about health in that atmosphere of information. So that's the platform for that.
Is it a excuse me, is it a dating website as well, or no?
No.
Do you know if anybody has,
I mean,
is it a Tinder, so to speak?
We do not look. What goes in the DMs is put that in the DMs.
Okay.
We do not solicit or try to promote, people to have adult conversations in public, but
Okay.
it's very transparent. And
Okay.
the rules to that group is much stricter than the rules of just the Broward County Black owned businesses, because at the end of the day, it's now that I do have member approval. Like, you have to answer the questions. You have to be over 18. You have to understand that this is not a game, as far as like, if you see somebody that has a question or interest in a particular product or topic, it's not for you to screenshot. Like,
and how many followers does that one have?
That one is how many? Maybe it's kind of small. It's smaller. It's very recent.
Okay.
So it's still building. And then, like you said, social media is just, some of the groups I came across, when I say you never know, you just never know. So a lot of people are more skeptical. You have a lot of people who want to join the group to see what the vibe is or see what it's like, but people are kind of reluctant to engage in certain conversations. And that's okay. But at least the people have.
With the Broward County Black owned businesses, are all the business owners Black owned? Is it strictly for Black owned?
It's strictly for Black owned business owners and entrepreneurs, or 51%, as long as the company is 51% or more Black owned. Anybody can support. Now, it does not mean that the consumers or that it's only Black people in the group. There are all type of races of people that are in the group. We accept all money is green, but the business has to be Black owned. Yes.
But how do you manage that now, being that you don't have control of who comes in the group?
So when dealing with business, and I tell everybody, do your own due diligence. I am not the BBB corporation. I'm not sitting at the computer, looking up Sunbiz license number and things of that nature. So the platform is created, the opportunity is there. If for any reason you have some people just match up the profile with the name of the business. So people come in, I'm looking for a pool guy. People tag their friends, or people tag their company, or someone says, hey, I'm available. So if they're, hey, I'm available, and I look at your face or your profile and see that you're Black, then people go from there. There have been times where people are like, hey, I make this cake, and their profile picture is judged for, hey, well, you might not be, a certain shade.
Right.
So in those situations, I tell people, just flat out ask, are you a Black owned business?
Mhm.
And so that has happened before, and it's like, well, hey, are you a Black owned business? And the person is like, oh, well, that shouldn't matter. Yes, because when you join a platform and the platform is for that specific purpose, there's no sugarcoating in our
Mhm.
intentional of circulating doctors. So if you're not Black owned, then please don't advertise your business. And like I said, other races are in the group and they're like, hey, I'm just here to support because I am not a Black owner of a business, but I still want to eat Jamaican food. I still want to know
Right.
where, this bakery, or, I want to be a part of that. So either asking out front,
Mhm.
some other people, I would go through their profile, or some members would tag me. I'm like, Rochelle, this person looks suspicious. And so I would like, okay, let me go through. And the
Mhm.
same thing they can be doing, which is go through profile, go through photos, other content. And it's just, if you're trying to sell something, you
It has to be
can't
Black
hang
owned.
out here. But if it's other conversations going on, we're not a racist group, we're not a prejudiced group, but we are intentional.
Okay. So if you do find someone that is perpetrating, are you able to kick them out of the group? Do
Yes,
you still have that power?
yes, I'm able to block
Okay.
them from the group. I can delete. If I see their name, I can go through and delete all of their posts if they posted before and I didn't catch it.
Mhm.
A lot of people have in which everybody has the power to, if they see a comment or if they see a post, they can report the post or report the comment. I get a notification saying a group member has reported a comment or a post, and then it comes up kind of in a screen that I can see, the admins and
Mhm.
moderators of the group can see, and I have the option to either keep them in or delete the post or delete and block the person. So I do still have those powers.
Okay. So I have one more question about the Facebook group. And it's not really about the group, but it's about Black owned businesses. Do you feel like all Black owned businesses should be supported? Here's why I ask, because I think a lot of people do stuff just to do it, just because they saw their friends doing it, and they don't put the effort that goes into running a business. And then, like, for example, I saw on the Facebook group, somebody was venting that they ordered a pair of leggings, I believe it was, from another company, not mine, from another company, and they still haven't gotten it yet. So this is why sometimes we don't support Black owned businesses. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so and here's the thing that I hate about social media. In this wave that we're in, if we're so quick to cancel, it's like cancel culture is what they call it. So it's like,
Yeah, cancel culture.
oh, I called her and she didn't call me back in 10 minutes. And see, this is why I don't do business with Black folks. And it's like, well, you have an issue when you're at Walmart because there's not enough lanes and you're standing